Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. And we just gave a lot of praise. If you're a Bucs fan and you're watching this on YouTube, check out the Green Bay Packers versus Houston Texans spot, because we were talking about what Tampa Bay did to Green Bay, coming off a loss. Tom Brady a chip on his shoulder after the fifth down request. Look, Tom Brady, I'm not going to hammer. It was a bad look. It was embarrassing. But are you really going to hammer Tom Brady with his Super Bowl victories on that? Come on. Tampa Bay, it should have been predictably. I was convinced that I'd picked Tampa Bay, but when I went back and looked at my notes, we both took Green Bay to cover for some reason. That was obvious to me that, in retrospect, hindsight, I cannot believe that we picked against Tampa Bay coming off that loss. I cannot believe it.
Yeah, that's true. We got to take that one. We got to own that one.
We got to own that. I cannot believe that we did that.
But wait, did we record before that embarrassment? No.
We recorded after. We recorded after the Chicago game. And
yes.
But we recorded before Jamal Williams put his foot in the mouth in the press. But still,
yes,
I mean,
but still.
Tampa Bay, I've been saying all year, man, their defensive backfield is legit. Their run defense is legit. And they're coming off an embarrassing loss, and everything had been breaking right for Green Bay. I don't know why. Like, literally, I was going back on my notes, and I was tallying, how well we did during the week, and I saw GB instead of TB, and I'm just like, did I write down the wrong letter? I cannot believe I did that.
Wild, right? I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Anyway, so respect to Tampa Bay. Their defense is playing well. A little bit streaky at times, but mostly I think they're really a Super Bowl caliber team. Their defense is nasty. Their offense isn't even completely healthy yet. And Gronk is starting to show up for Tampa Bay, which I think is a dynamic they kind of needed in this offense.
He's getting it going. I like that for them a lot. And if Gronk starts going, the receivers start going, and the whole thing is going to come together. Whew.
Yep.
Fierce.
Yeah. So the Tampa Bay's 2 losses are to Chicago and to New Orleans to open the season, and that was
right.
Brady had the chemistry issues in week 1. You knew that was going to happen, and the pendulum started swinging. They had a loss that did not shock me. I picked Chicago to cover that Tampa Bay game just because Chicago's defense is completely overlooked. We'll talk about them in a bit.
True, and just imagine if they pull that game out, which they probably should have.
Yeah,
then
I agree.
Tampa is 5-1 and in a completely different echelon and being a part of a completely different conversation.
Yeah.
Right? Just because one drive didn't go their way.
And I think I agree. And you're right. You're exactly right. And because of that, it's affecting the Bovada line, which I like, and we'll get to that in a bit. Now, the Raiders, I've been talking about them for about a year and a half now, Brad. Yeah. I love the way Gruden has this team playing football, man. They commit to the run no matter what. And by the way, because of the Aaron Rodgers interceptions, it kind of took, and because because Tampa Bay was doing so well in stopping Aaron Jones, it kind of took the run game out of the equation. Those 2 interceptions killed the game and everything that Green Bay wanted to do, because they would have stuck with the run even though they weren't getting much, but they couldn't do it by the second half. The Raiders, look, if Derek Carr can avoid throwing a couple pick sixes, and he's been really good in terms of efficiency and accuracy this year, the Raiders are going to be just fine getting 3 yards a carry. Yeah. They don't care. They will run the ball because Gruden knows, and very few coaches understand this, there's like 5 of them in the league, that if you get 2 yards a carry in the first half but you keep running, it's going to make your interior defensive line tired, and by the fourth quarter you're getting 4.5 yards per carry, and you're either closing out the game or you're dominating possession in the fourth quarter.
Sure. If you have that luxury, that's the way to go about it. And sometimes coaches abandon that. You get down by – I mean, it's like Tennessee doesn't do that. If they're down by 10 in the third quarter, like, they're going to run still.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's their game plan, and that's what they do. And it's a very efficient strategy. And obviously, if you can win the run battle, you tend to win the game, right?
Yep. And Vegas, coming off the bye week, they beat Kansas City. Impressive win. They put up a lot of points. And what I loved seeing is that, Carr was taking the deep shots, and Henry Ruggs will get behind the defense 2 to 3 times a game. Whether or not the Raiders' offensive line can protect on those particular deep shots that they have dialed up, we'll see. But like, for instance, we saw last night with Dallas and Arizona that, look, it's not the receivers. The receivers can get behind the defense for Arizona, but Dallas could not protect Andy Dalton. So look, and Vegas's offensive line is awesome. Don't get me wrong here, but it's those 2 to 3 plays that Gruden's going to have. He's going to call the perfect play, and it's offensive line execution. That's what it's going to be. It's Todd Bowles creating. Are they going to be able to create the pressure on those 2 to 3 deep balls to Henry Ruggs and whoever the stable receivers are? They got Darren Waller, who's dirty, can work the middle of the field. So if it's not working deep, they can get rid of the ball quickly. I like Hunter Renfrow a little bit more. I'm not even sure if Bryan Edwards is going to be active in this game, but honestly, guys, he's not that impressive to me personally. It's just an interesting matchup.
And Gruden really is. It's a great game.
Gruden knows, too. I mean, I know he hasn't been...
He knows Brady.
He knows Brady. He knows Tampa Bay's organization because while he was at ESPN, he still was very close to that organization. Now, I mean, half of that roster has probably been worked over since he's been gone.
I think that gives them the leg up, man.
The Raiders?
Yeah.
I do too, man. I do too. And it's an interesting one because I think Tampa Bay is a better team than the Raiders, but the Raiders don't get a lot of respect in the lines.
They don't. They
really played well. I don't know, though, if the Raiders' defense can stand up to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' offense. But what this does feel like to me a little bit is the Buccaneers... This might be a little bit of a trap game for them.
I know. I'm with you on that.
I don't think it should be because I like the Raiders, but I think a lot of people overlook the Raiders. The Kansas City Chiefs did, and they got punched in the mouth.
Sure. And I don't think that the Bucs offense looked terribly good.
I agree.
I think they made a couple key plays on some big third downs, and that was awesome. But it's not like they scored 38 because their offense was on fire.
They were dominant, but I wouldn't say their offense was dominant. I think it was more about the defense being dominant in that game.
It was. I mean, the defense earned them 14 quick points, and then the offense played pretty well. Nothing wrong with the way they played, but it's I don't think that the Bucs are going to score 38 points worth of offense every week. Do you?
No, I don't. And one thing that the Raiders do, completely underrated in my opinion, is their defensive backfield. Like, I know they were like Swiss cheese back there in 2019. I know that. And I like this team anyway. But, getting their safety, I think it's Abram. I can't remember. It's either Abram or Abrams. I apologize, Raiders fans. You can comment below and hit me on it if you want to. But he was injured in the first week last year against Denver. Comes back this year, changed the complete complexion of the secondary. Same way, actually, Winfield for the Buccaneers has this year. Both secondaries were awful last year. They're a lot better this year. Let me see this. If Carr has a clean stat sheet and doesn't throw interceptions, this is going to be a coin flip game to me. It really is.
I'm with you. 100%.
That's the big question here. Let me hit you with the line. Bovada has Tampa Bay -3 at the Las Vegas Raiders.
I actually think that Tampa struggles. I know they looked amazing against Green Bay, so we want to say that they're the most balanced and they're the best, and they might be, but then again, they might not. And I think that Gruden's experience and man, if there's ever going to be one game where he's going to get his boys fired up, it might be this one, right? I'm going to go on a limb, man. I'm going to go with a little bit of an upset, and I'm going to take Vegas.
You remember Vegas handled New Orleans at home on Monday Night Football?
Yeah.
And then I believe they beat Kansas City at home. Gruden has them juiced up when they're playing at home.
Yes.
I'm going to take the Raiders in an upset for two reasons, and this completely hinges on Derek Carr, and I hate hinging this on Derek Carr, but if he can avoid the costly interceptions that Aaron Rodgers threw, I think that the Raiders' defense matches up. I wouldn't say well, but they match up and give Tampa Bay a little bit of problems with what they want to do offensively. So I think it's a close game, and I think that the Raiders, like I said at the beginning, even Tampa Bay is going to do a great job stopping and limiting Josh Jacobs, but the Raiders are going to stick with it. And so then it becomes the Raiders, a one-possession game in the fourth quarter for the Raiders, and that's a cover to me. That's a covered spread.
Yeah.
All right.